Once again, Africa finds itself at the crossroads of war and survival. The city of Goma, the heart of eastern DRC, has fallen. The world is watching, but is anyone actually doing anything? Because let's be real, this isn't just about a rebel group taking a city. This is about power, resources, and a history of foreign interference that never seems to end. Today, we break down what's really happening, why it matters, and what could come next. On January 27th, M23 rebels, backed by Rwanda, took control of Goma, the largest city in eastern DRC. They stormed the city despite the presence of UN peacekeepers, African defense forces, local militias, and even European mercenaries. Think about that. An entire military force with international backing couldn't stop them. And the cost? Nearly 3,000 lives lost, including the provincial military governor. 500,000 people gone, forced to flee. But why did this happen? And more importantly, why does this keep happening? Let's cut through the noise. This war is not new. The truth is, Eastern DRC has been a battlefield for decades. And Rwanda, their military has at least 4,000 troops stationed there right now, equipped with heavy weaponry. According to Rwanda, this is necessary for security. But on January 26th, just one day before Goma fell, Congolese forces fired shells into Rwanda. Are we witnessing the first shots of a full-scale war? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that conflicts like these do not stay contained. They spread and they pull in other players. A ceasefire was supposed to happen on February 4th. Guess what? M23 didn't care. The very next day, they pushed into South Kivu, and now they're talking about heading to Kinshasa. Let's be honest here, these so-called peace talks are just playing for time. The same thing happened in 2012 when M23 took Goma before, causing chaos and mass displacement. Back then, the world reacted with sanctions on Rwanda and the group was pushed out. But this time, who is actually stopping them? No one. What's really driving this war is not a matter of ideology, nor is it revenge. It's all about money. More specifically, minerals. Eastern DRC holds some of the most valuable resources on the planet: gold, coltan, lithium, the stuff that powers our phones, electric cars, and military tech. And guess who controls a chunk of it? M23. Experts say they're making at least $800,000 a month from just one coltan hub in Rwanda. But here's where it gets even crazier. Where does that coltan go? Rwanda. Rwanda's coltan exports jumped 50% in 1 year. Coincidence? Or are they benefiting from the chaos? And more than just the DRC and Rwanda, this is about power players who have their hands deep in Africa's resources. China, the US, and European countries all have economic stakes in the DRC's minerals. The Congolese government is trying to attract Western investment, but with this war happening, who's going to risk it? Meanwhile, China already dominates the mining industry in DRC, controlling over 70% of cobalt production. So, while African lives are lost, the real players are sitting in boardrooms, watching the profits flow. So what's next? A full-scale war between Rwanda and DRC? A repeat of the Congo wars that left millions dead? Or are we going to see another round of fake peace talks while rebels take more land? There's a summit coming up on February 7th to 8th in Tanzania where Kagame and Tshisekedi are supposed to meet. But let's be honest, what are they going to agree on? If history tells us anything, neither side is backing down. And if things continue like this, Africa could be looking at one of its deadliest wars in decades. This is bigger than just Goma. This is a story of Africa's future, and it's a cycle that has to be broken. The world ignores Africa until it's too late. But we don't have to. Share this video, spread the word, and keep asking the right questions. Who really benefits from this war? And when will Africa be allowed to decide its own fate without outside interference? Let's talk about it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more content that tells Africa's stories, uncensored and unfiltered. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's uncover the truth together.